We're living in the country where every day a lot of things is happening, right? So for you to not be distracted and have that discernment spirit, you need to stay in prayer.
Yes.
Understand? So if you're in prayer, you're able to see what is for you and what is not for you. Understand? And it's so good that when you pray, when the situation presents itself, you know how to act, because the spirit in you then will be able to guide you. The Bible said, greater is he that is in me than the one that is in the world. So it means God knows what is best for you, because he already paved the way for you. So all we have to do is to be in the position to give God platform to perform.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's
platform
the whole thing.
to perform.
Just the platform to perform.
I'm so shook right now, because I didn't know I was speaking to Pastor Justin.
I'm not.
I'm so shocked. I mean, in all of our conversations now, you didn't. Now it's a whole sermon you're giving me right now.
I'm telling you, bro.
Give God the platform.
The platform to perform, bro. Yeah, because he already paved the way, right? When Jesus died, that was like, you know what? I've paved the way for you guys. So just position yourself and give that platform to God to perform.
That's amazing.
That's
amazing.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited about this episode. Welcome to season 3 of Fresh Voices. This is our debut live episode, and Justin, you are literally the first guest that we're having in a live interview in Fresh Voices. That is amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure, man. I'm really blessed. I know that I'm really blessed with becoming the first in so many things. So I'm so happy that I'm also the first. I'm also owning it. I said thank you so much for being the first, and I believe that I'm good with breaking boundaries and becoming the first and everything. So I'm happy to be here, right? I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you.
Thank you so for
really excited about this episode. Justin is a Master Property Practitioner.
Correct.
And he's going to be sharing a bit of his story here today, and also telling us a bit about property, just tips on property just in general. But before we start, I know you just came back from Cape Town now. You drove back from Cape Town.
Yeah, I drove.
How was that? And do you prefer driving as opposed to flying?
I prefer driving. I don't prefer flying. I've never flew to Cape Town or Durban.
Are you serious?
I always drive.
Oh, okay.
I always drive. I prefer driving because driving for me, it's also like a therapy, right? It gives me time to think. When I see God's creation when I'm driving, then that prompts something in me. Like now when I'm driving, like we went to Cape Town and come back driving. Understand? So when
how many hours is it from Johannesburg,
16 hours,
for example?
No, from here 16 hours.
Here is 16 hours.
16 hours drive. Yeah.
And Joburg is 12ish or how many hours?
Yeah. But let's just say 16 hours going, 16 hours coming.
Wow. Do you take a break though?
Yeah, we do take a break. When we're going, then we stopped at the Free State in Kronstadt, and we sleep there, and then we continue. Yeah. So I prefer driving. If you can come and say, here's a plane ticket, whether it's business class or whatever, and then I have to choose between.
Please give me that plane ticket. I need that business class ticket. What are you talking about?
No, give me money for petrol, then I will drive.
And it's also cheaper as well, right?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper? It's cheaper to drive.
Okay, I haven't bought a ticket and go. So that experience,
it's definitely cheaper.
Yeah,
it's definitely cheaper.
Yeah, so driving is my thing. You know what? When you drive from town to town, you get to understand your country. You get to understand this area.
Yeah.
So when they talk about your Free State, you have been there. You know how the landscape looks like. To understand.
Yeah.
And all other provinces like your Northern Cape until you get to your Western Cape, which is Cape Town. Understand?
Yeah.
So I love that. I love seeing things. I'm not sure when you fly, you see.
No, you see the skies and it looks the same.
What do you need in the skies, guys? What do you need? God,
it's good to be closer to God when you're in the skies,
God spent 7 days creating this thing for us. And
Pastor Justin.
Okay.
Here we go again. I didn't know you were a pastor, man.
Okay, but I prefer driving.
Yeah, I think I should try driving long distance.
Yeah, but you get some rest in between.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Talking about driving, you said it's a form of therapy. And I suppose for someone like you, you get to see the landscapes. But also you get to see different types of property.
Yeah.
What does that do for you as a real estate practitioner?
Yeah, you know what? It gives me that upper hand in terms of when we have a developer, let's for example here in Mokopane, and then just try to say, Justin, I need your advice. I need to develop maybe 10 units, but I want a modern nice properties and all those stuff, because I've seen how other areas are developing in terms of the modern and how they're developing their properties, especially Cape Town. Cape Town, they are really good with developing like nice.
It's also very expensive.
It's also expensive, but then now for me, traveling, it gives me that experience of being able to advise my client developers to bring that like type of property from Cape Town here in Mokopane.
Residential
properties.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So that when one of our developers said, okay, I want to develop some units and all those stuff, what do you think? Then I'm able to say, Brian, this is maybe the plan that you need to do, the residential plan that you need to do to accommodate, because now as young people, we love nice stuff.
Yeah,
we love, you see most of them on Instagram, they want to be, on the balcony with this nice background and all the stuff. You
penthouse vibes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we are able to advise our developers because we have seen how other areas, or remember, Mokopane is a very small town. So Cape Town, obviously, when there's something new in terms of the design or whatever, then they get it first. So when you travel around, you get to see, small things, and sleeping in the hotels, you get to see how the property are evolving. Do you understand?
Talking about evolving, it's interesting that you dropped that word. Justin is the face of Just Property Evolve, which is a property business.
True.
But we're going to speak more about that later on. But it's interesting that you mentioned evolving.
Yeah.
But on property in South Africa, how do you see it in 2024?
2024, at the beginning, it was difficult. It was challenging in terms of our market, our property market. One, because our economy was not really stable. And then there was no any surety as to where the country is going to go. Remember, we were facing voting season.
There were elections.
Yeah, so the election. So everybody was just, holding up and said, no, let's see after voting where the country will go. So that really, put a strain in our industry. So even clients who wanted to buy, but they will have to hold on, they have to hold and said, no, let's wait until election pass and then we'll be able to do that. However, let me tell you, bro, after election, it was like, this is not South Africa. Everything just changed. And then now, our market is very active, even now as we speak.
Nationwide?
Yes.
Okay. There's money to be made in the property business.
Yeah,
and that's
definitely.
why you're in it.
Yeah.
As I said earlier on, Justin is the face of Just Property Evolve. And it's a bit of an interesting story, because when I first saw Just Property Evolve, I was like, Justin, Just Property. Surely he named it that because his name is Justin. But it's more complicated than that.
Is it complicated?
Yeah.
It's not even. Just Property is a franchise company.
Yes.
And then Just Property Evolve, it's my franchise that I bought. I'm the owner of Just Property Evolve. So the reason why, I said Just Property Evolve, right? Just to stick on the Evolve part, because you'll see, like you saying earlier on, that I dropped the Evolve. Right? When I started working here in Mokopane in 2018 to Just Property Mokopane, then now I wanted to stretch myself to service other areas in Limpopo.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to evolve in the property market. I didn't want to box myself only in one area. So I wanted to see what is happening in Villa Villa, what is happening in Mokopane, what is happening in Polokwane, in Tzaneen. So I want to involve in this industry. So that's why I said it's no longer Just Property Mokopane, it's now Just Property Evolve.
And you're still evolving even now.
I am still evolving, bruh. I'm still young, so I have to explore other, I haven't even tapped into your industrial, your agricultural.
Yes.
So that's why Evolve doesn't limit me, understand? So it means you keep on evolving.
Yes.
So that's why I want to be Just Property Evolve until I will evolve until
you keep evolving and evolving.
Yeah.
How did you get into this property business in the first
Crazy
place?
story, bruh. Crazy story.
Because you're very successful.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm telling you that that's why you're on Fresh Voices. You really, really are an inspiration to many people, including myself.
Is it? No, thank you so much, my man. I'm happy to hear that, and thank you. I'm honored to hear that. But crazy story how I was introduced, or how did I get into the real estate, right? I was in the Free State. I was working for Old Mutual. Old Mutual, it's an insurance company. Insurance company. Yeah. So I was a PFA there, personal financial assistant.
So your background is finance.
Yeah, it's finance, but but not at school. I didn't do finance at school, but the experience of finances, then I get exposed when I get to Old Mutual, because Old Mutual, they'll take you to a training where they will do like a proper finance training for you to understand, the life policy, your funeral policy, your educational plan, your future, your retirement, and all those stuff. How to then now see if your client will, the affordability, if they will qualify for this product. So I did that with Old Mutual. I was having fun, bro. I'm a salesperson anyways. Understand? So I enjoy that. So while I was there, there's a sister of mine called Miki Mutlalepule. We call her Nana.
Okay.
Right.
Who's we?
My friend and her friends. Understand? So now we call her Nana. So she was in Velcom, but in the Free State, Kronstadt, and she was in Velcom. I was in Kronstadt. She said, "Bruh, don't you wanna come and sell properties or houses?" I was like, "What is that, bruh?" I didn't even know what is a real estate at that point.
Why is it called real estate? Is it because you can touch it? Or?
Yeah, I think you know what. When we were selling policies like funeral policy and life policy, you can't touch that thing. It's not
soft.
Do you understand? But the property is real because you can touch it, you can feel it. Do you understand? Yeah, I think that's where the real estate is coming from. Yeah, but and for me at the beginning, when I moved from insurance to property, I get so excited because now I'm selling something that you as a customer can see and feel as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I moved. Then she said, "No, come and do real estate." I didn't know what was it, bruh. But I was like, okay, fine, because now I'm kind of fine with this one. Let me move. I relocated. I'm a risk taker. I just pick up my things and go to the Welcome site. What am I going to do there? I don't know. But I'm selling properties. As long as it sells, I'm going to sell. Understand? Then I went there, and then, that's where I started real estate. And it was so weird because remember, real estate, it's white dominated. So it was a bit difficult for me to just
even now or back then?
Back then. Now our PPRA, which is the board of the real estate,
in South Africa.
Yeah, in South Africa, they're trying to balance that.
Yes.
In terms of the race and all those stuff, that's trying to balance that.
Okay.
So there's a transformation which is happening now where they're trying to involve more of African people to tap into this market or make it a career as well, not like a hobby. Because they are also going to facilitate you qualifying and have proper compliance in terms of the education to be a real estate agent. Because people, they were just doing shortcuts and stuff like that.
It's just selling, right?
They're just selling.
Just selling.
Yeah, without any qualification, without any so now they're doing that transformation, and I'm quite happy for that, because I also walked that journey.
Yeah.
So when I'm in Velcom, this company gave me an opportunity to study. Again, I went back to school to understand. That's how I see that this thing, it will work for me. And then obviously my family was like, "What are you doing? You can't be doing this thing that we don't even understand." In our community or in our city, who do you know who did real estate?
We know doctors, we know lawyers, engineers. Those are the careers we know. What is a real estate agent?
My mom was a teacher and her mom was a teacher, and it's all about that. And what is the real estate? I said, look around your community. Who is a real estate agent? What is that even? Right? So I said, no, let me go back to school. Like I told you, I love myself because of a lot of things. I'm the one who do it first.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand
I get
that.
you. Like a trailblazer.
Yes. So I went back to school and I studied NQF4. That is an entrance. That's an entry level of real estate. So I did that, and then from there I just continue with studying.
And the results is where you are right
now. The results are here now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just as we're closing, do you have any tips for first-time home buyers? Any tips? Yeah,
definitely. I think because number one, as a first-time buyer, you need to consult with us property practitioner, right?
Before you buy.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because we will be able to advise you properly. Number one, why do you want to buy the property? Is it for you and your family to stay in, or is it for you to invest in getting like passive income?
Okay.
Right. So one, if you are buying to stay with your family, let's say you're buying a 4-bedroom house. So we need to help you to buy in the right location. When your kids are out of the house now, it will be easy to sell that property. Do you understand? So location is a very much important thing. So I think that we need to advise them in terms of how their goals, what do you want to achieve at the end of the day. And then there's also two different types between a standalone and the townhouse or a house in the complex, or estate.
Yeah.
So a standalone, most first time buyer, they don't know about the rates and taxes that they need to pay.
Yeah.
They only look at, okay, this is my bond repayment, I have to only pay for that. So we will advise you that, you should be able to save up for transfer cost. It's not only a purchase price that you need to pay. After paying the purchase price, there's a transfer cost. There's a moving cost. You have to then hire
things
a truck.
You don't actually think about. You don't actually think about.
You don't think about that. You understand? That's why, because you're also excited that I want to buy a house.
It's a high, like
do you understand? I want to buy a house and all the stuff. So our responsibility is to calm you down to the reality and show you that, okay, fine, you want to buy a house, and then we pre-qualify you. You qualify for this 2 million, right? And then we say, okay, fine. Number one, you need to then check. All right, there's a purchase price of X amount. There's a transfer cost of X amount, and there's a moving cost as well for this X amount. And if maybe you
even attorneys as well.
Yeah, the transfer cost is for attorney.
It's part of that.
Yeah, it's for attorney. You understand? And then from there, when you occupy the property, there's a few things that you wouldn't like. You understand? A color paint, that and that. You understand that you have to change yourself so that you can feel like home to you. And there's rates and taxes as well at the municipality. Every year they increase. So you need to put a budget for that, understand? So we sit down with you and said, this is the amount of the rates and taxes, but on the yearly basis, they increase with this certain percentage. So you need to also plan up for that.
Yeah.
Because most of them, when they're staying from like at home and now want to just jump and buy the property, it becomes a bit difficult because now there's no furniture, there's nothing. They're starting from scratch, understand? Yeah. So, but we then advise them that, you need to budget 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Number 2, when you're buying in the estate or the complex, there are levies involved as well there. There are rates and taxes, there are insurance and all those stuff. So I think that as a first-time buyer, it is important, one, to speak to the property practitioner and come to us with a plan of what you want to do with that property. And then please just try to also do some research. Come with a basic knowledge on terms of, okay, I see this word, they say transfer cost. What is that? Bond repayment, how does it look like? Ask questions before you can do that.
Yeah.
Number 2, get pre-qualified. Don't just go around viewing properties and get attached to the property, and then you then go and be pre-qualified and see that you don't qualify for the house that you're attached to already. Yeah, because there are people who go there and view properties and they love it, they dream about it, they were telling you, Justin, if I can put the couch there and there, but then when you pre-qualify, you don't qualify for that. So it discourages them. So I think the second thing is just to get pre-qualified, right? Yeah. And then number 3 that I can give to the first time buyer. I know that sometimes you are scared to just jump and buy the property. It's always good to come to us and say, what is the possibility? What is the other thing that I can do with the property if this doesn't work? Just get all the angle in terms of, because property people say it's a good investment, yes, but if it's not used properly, it can end up being not a good investment to you. Understand? Right. So I think that you need to sit down with us so we can show the possibilities, all the angles. That understand? You need to understand that, okay, fine, if I'm buying in this area and then this area it's becoming like a no-go area, the potholes, there's no that and that, and then one day you want to sell it and it's not working and you're still paying a bond and all the stuff, so it means then now you are sitting with that. Yeah, it's going to be a problem to you.
See what
you understand? So come to us and then relax, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, and calm down.
Yeah, and calm down, because
calm down.
The emotions will be high. I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna buy a house. Yeah, but
we need to calm down.
So first time buyers, please come and see us, and then we'll be able to advise you properly.
Thank you so much, Justin. If you wanna buy a house and you're a first time buyer, this is the man to speak to. Where can we? Do you have a website? I know you're on LinkedIn. I follow you on LinkedIn.
Is it?
I was following Just Property, and then I think Just Property Evolve also has a LinkedIn profile. I followed today, actually.
Yeah, is it?
So you're on LinkedIn?
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook.
What's your Instagram handle?
Every platform is Just Property Evolve.
Is it just the Instagram is for property alone?
Yeah.
Or do you also post your own?
I have my own personal Instagram or accounts.
Okay.
But for property purposes, all the platform, all social media platforms, we are Just Property Evolve.
Okay.
LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. We even have TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have TikTok.
You have
Check out It's Just Property Evolve. Right?
Yeah,
Check out
everywhere.
Just Property Evolve and all these platforms. Thank you so much for watching the debut episode of season 3. I'm excited for the next episodes. Thank you so much, Justin. Again, like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Do share. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, guys.